Jacqueline.
I really enjoyed everything tonight. So it's amazing to be welcomed by you guys. I see you all know each other really well. It's beautiful. So first of all, this is quite long, this poem. I'm warning you that first of all, but I don't think it's as long as Gary's last month. Okay, and the second thing is, it's a tragedy. I decided to do it before, obviously, the war, but it's entertainment, so I hope you enjoy it. And I do it from memory, so I might completely mess up. And sorry for the harsh lighting. Can you all hear me? Yes?
Crystal clear, Jacqueline.
Okay, good. All right then. Broken mirror upon the wall. No, sorry, I can't make a mess already. Broken mirror upon the floor. Who is the most shattered of us all? Ascilla's song. Did you mean to start a war? Is that what all your days were created for? Did you think your higher purpose was to mess with that with which you should not mess with? Did you think your harsh dismissal would not be bound? Did you not know the strength that might be summoned from a scarred and a scorned and a furious woman? Did you not think that maybe there are things you said and things you did to which you should not have given vent, but to which you did? I call upon the three immortals, they will not let you rest at all. Wherever you hide, and even when you die, they'll be there waiting to wake you up once more. One for the fire that'll burn like a fever, two for the water that you'll never sip, three for the wind that will blow, and it's your parts you can't screech, and will never give up. But not the earth, she's for me. My fury, she'll feed me and I'm greedy, and she'll help me to grow, and you'll never ever know an end, nor quite how deep this curious war can descend. I am a ghost, invisible to one and all, disregarded and not thought of as being important at all. He pushed and he pushed till I was crushed, but not quite my soul. And so, though my physical body is gone, my rage, I'm afraid, carries on. I follow him each day. I have a certain routine. I like to watch the way he combs his hair, and when he shaves, I breathe on his mirror. I wait for him to flinch whilst I close my eyes, and surprise, I plant kisses underneath his collar. Does he know? What does he feel? Where is the remorse that I hope might be more in evidence here? But why am I shocked? It's the same every time. It's the same every day. Killing me was never enough, and still in death he makes me pay. And I've called upon immortals to judge his crimes and his opportunistic battles. I remain a ghost. And the story so far, no matter how furious my words, they have a limited force. But the shard of glass that still sparkles untouched beneath the bed is a reminder enough. He didn't want me to live at all. He wanted me dead. I cannot give up. But what's this? A strange pattern emerging. A crease upon my one-time pillow, an indentation. It's something I've never encountered before, and now I'm wondering why it feels so warm. My paws sniff the air. Who's here? Could it be there's another who has entered his lair? Flashback, remember he took my thigh and shot back almost as though my thigh had attacked her. It's gone. Just a trick of the light, an illusory sheen. And in my mind's eye, I plump my old pillow and try to deny the story behind what that trick of the light might mean. For surely the gods would not be so cruel to let him replace me so soon. Surely not. Was I really that worthless? Am I really that lost? Is there no good in him left, no part that still cares? Was I always a ghost? I better go. But before I do, I will fan the flames beneath his collar. I will spit salt inside his glass of water. I'll pray his thirst cannot be quenched, and I will beg my breath to make him itch, and slowly backwards I will slip to muse with my angel, my Ascilla, on the sweet cliff top tips. Ascilla calls me. Oh, I can't deny her.
I wrote this on the 24th, 25th of March.
The coercive lulls and swells of the angel's lyre.
Somewhere tonight,
The reliable promise of forgiveness, plays, and
flags. Convoys follow furrow.
Gentle waves of angel's goodness. And if I were to catch a glimpse of her sweet face upon the morning air, then I'd swear upon the immortal's blessings that she come armed with fiery charms of her own sweet making. But for now, I must resist her song, sink my head further than that which tries to plague my mind. For surely there is work enough still to be done in these bitter, sweet-filled rhymes of mine. And so I'll turn to stay another day, another chance, another hope that maybe this time I'll find a different path into his heart, a sweeter road, a smoother road. Then when a sinner's plague upon my mind forces my hand down again towards earth's zone, I will gladly let her stake her claim, for my work upon this life will then be done. I'm back. His office is meeting. He likes to flirt. Well, it never bothered me before, but this time it hurts. I sit on his knee whilst he chats, wonder if my presence will highlight the compelling effervescence of lies that spew from his chat. But what am I sensing? His forehead is hot, his hot button undone. He is harassed. And for a moment, it's hard not to feel like I've won. I have won a small, lonely victory at last, but not for long. He brushes me off. He stands up. He makes some excuse. He casts an ill-tempered glance around a small room. He says he is thirsty. But before I have time enough to consider whether his thirst is the immortal curse of my immortal's glory or not, I sense it. Impatient dismissal and hatred. And then he's gone. And I'm a havoc room. I'm a fathomless vomit of writhing resentment, but still I broke through. He felt it. And so back to my cliff tops I go, nursing the wound to my own jagged incensement. When I call you, won't you come? Oh, ye hilding heart to bear my hand. I yearn for earth, but more I mourn the fractious sea. The rocks, razor bills and giddy mops, but most of all I mourn for me. When will I have my recompense, my craved for gift of penitence? When will the fates converge to purge the hatred of his sniping tongue? When will he know right down inside the marrow of his bones that what he did to me was cruel and what he did to me was wrong? Oh, how it hurts, oh, how it burns, oh, how no pain in heaven, hell, or song, no verse could match the grief. The claws inside from knowing that my sacred loves and cares and needs and longings were so devastatingly decried. Whose will is stronger, his or mine? Who might break first? Will he crush me back? Or will in shame and recognition of a battle lost, will he see me once more reduced to seek the comforting tendrils of my sweet willow's noose? Ashes to ashes, a sitter's come, a song. I cover my ears and tell the lesser liar's powers and not yet enjoy a welcome here. Dust to dust, she wants to soothe, I know. But pray tell me, without revenge, where will my rage go? Besides, he felt it, he knows. And so back to him I am obliged to go. I am in the attic, dancing with the dustmotes ballet, tango, foxtrot, waltz. I concentrate hard, watch them impish glitter through perfect arcs of dusk sunlight, filtered through grimy panes and skylights, cracked glass. As always, I blow. And as I do, I will, and to show me recognition, evidence my never-ceasing efforts to gain physical entrance to their world will someday bear me fruition. I turn to move away, but as I do, something catches my attention. A single speck of dust pirouetting in a reflection of a concealed mirror. And on closer inspection, when I peer in, hidden in cracked glass, she is there, and I see her. My angel, my Ascilla, I gasp. For was it not here in this very mirror, this very reflection, that at his cruel hands I found myself so reduced, so ashamed, so fragmented, so broken? But is it also not clear in this image I see that my angel, Ascilla, who sings laws and who calls, but who most of all haunts, was never more than a shard of my own shattered ghost? Is this why I hold back? Is this why I can never be free? Because in order to truly haunt him, I must first tame this lost part, this Ascilla, who is the haunting goodness of me. For if this is so, then this time when I blow, it'd be as though for a nuclear explosion into a disco dust motes poetic, erratic spell binding profusion. I'll fall to the floor. I will call her. I'll call her. I'll be no longer a wanderer, lost, no longer merely a ghost, but at last, I'll be one and I'll be us. I will be a ghost that haunts. I will be Ascilla. Come. Let's see. One for the fire that'll burn like a fever. Shh. I'm back in his room. See how he's crouched on the floor. 2 for the water that he'll never sip. Maybe I'll slip to the larder and fetch more salt for his water. 3 for the wind will blow and will blow. And just as I've wished and I've yearned and I've prayed for, an eye for an eye and a ghost for a ghost. There, my precious one, let me stroke and wipe your forehead, tuck you up and read your stories, let it be known you'll ever be lonely, let it be known I'll comfort you always. There, my glorious one, I have come to sing you a song. But what's wrong, sweet one? What is wrong? Asilla? His voice. Yes, dear. A curse upon your presence here, and just like that, once more he's won, and I'm a mote of disaster swept into cupidity's nest that spills to the brim with the insidiousness of vipers and tongue-lacking heartbeats. When did all of this begin to dovetail in such a ballad of incessant din? When did my perilous need and bottomless greed for his love begin? I want to start again, Asilla, I want to start again. He cursed our presence here, Asilla. But what is this? Night time is falling. When I call you, won't you come? Oh, yielding up to bear my hand. Who is there to comfort us through hours of darkness that pass through the night? As tendrils up on willows weep, wrap me before they draw me down. Do they not hear our footsteps approaching? Do they not care that we might be lonely? I'm plagued upon the angels' wire. Why do they not wake? I'm tortured into softly met. Why do they not see? Confronted by a wealth of words. Is it true that a ghost has no right to be loved? Is it true that a ghost too far but of average of love's and reciprocated damage deserves only to suffer the most? But nothing me, save to multiply. Is it true? Of my own self. I have fallen through ether, Asilla. I have sailed the crest of the waves. I have skated across the shoulders of gigantic boulders, and I have drunk the tears of the angels wherever I have wandered. Yet who's there to meet me, Asilla? Who waits with a smile and wide open arms to greet me? Who is there for the lonely? And how can they help? Now that I've fallen, now that I'm broken, why won't you believe me when I say I never meant for any of this to happen? But the wall has been breached. Huh? The coin has been flipped. Hey? The door has been opened and closed. And now you must turn your back on whatever you lacked or failed to accomplish. She is right. Whatever I set out to achieve when I traversed the breach was my handshake with the devil. It can neither be fixed nor once again measured unless, yes, I take his hand and I force his soul to plunge with me to the depths. Asilla, no. Oh, Asilla, yes. Do you really believe in his death that your soul will be free? Yes. Do you really believe that the soul of one you claim to hold so dear to your bones deserves to be torn from those who would not touch a hair on his head, nor allow his name to be shredded for deeds that you say you believe but have no proof but what depth were exacted? Yes. Is this what you mean? That his pain is worth less than your own, that only for measure, an eye for an eye, and counter blow, that you yourself can purge the grief that at day's end or last croak of crow is a truth thief of your peace of mind? And he need a vessel to carry your pain. Is this what you mean? Are you really so blind? Oh, I am not blind, Asilla. For back here at my mirror, my sight might be shattered, but is perfectly clear. You say you rode on giant shoulders. You say you drank the tears of angels. You say you soared on wildest oceans and trampled heights laden with thorny spikes of ice-swept ozone. You dismiss the thrill of all of this and say you cannot rest until you meet your resting pence. But why? Because the love he could endure no more deserves the lash of your tongue forevermore. But what is love, Asilla? What is love, if not the means to end all war? Shh. The light of dawn has come again. I feel her fingertips against my cheek. I know these syllables that flood my mind are only words. They are not the making of any truth. Asilla, his voice, his voice, his voice. Asilla, flashback. I remember the mirror upon the wall. It made me look broken. It made me look small. Asilla, his reflection. I see it in Attic's broken mirror. Distorted, repeated, flanked on all sides of fractured glass mementos, the overflow of all our heated moments and the proven tolerable of violent encounters. Asilla, here he is, here, carrying himself across old creaking floorboards with the countenance of the wounded. Asilla, here he is, here, my lover, my seeker, my hater, my killer. And around him dust motes scatter as ants. And I wonder if they too sense the infectiousness of his darkness, whilst outside the sun also hides, and no ray of light penetrates the gloom that descends like an ominous ringing of bells. I don't know. I'm trapped in a status of one who believes she is worthless, a fool so deluded that even in death she might fight to return with the wrath of the people, the blackness of his hatred, but all along, he couldn't care less, and it was she, Asilla, it was she who was haunted, and now I see what he sees, and now I see what he wants, and before I can intercede, I see the shard of glass, and beneath our bed clenched like a knife in his hands. And before my mouth has a chance to defend my stand as one who even in death has a right to exact her revenge, with one last cry, he calls Asilla, and then he shatters, and he shatters, and he shatters my mirror. Oh, no, my lonely one. Let me take it back, rewind our future. I see here through many cracks and smithereens that catch the fleeting shadows of who we might have been, your own pain here, reflected in shattered aspects of glass to form beneath your feet a river so swollen in grief and bleeding and sorrow. But this here mirror was not the thief of all your tomorrows, for it is I, Asilla, who climbs inside your mind's eye, though I suppose it is through shattered shards of glass I spy. And it was shattered shards that armed you, the brute who jarred my soul inside Earth's time. Ashes to ashes. Asilla, no. For this time when I blow, this time, each hair on his head will dance a jig to my breath. A ribbon of sweat that will pour down his neck through hundreds and thousands of miniature glass replications of him and of me, through which I now see, I do see. And if I could sink to my knees to bear witness to this, a horror of prohibited worlds come together, and mortals bleed, mortal blood and pound to dust, mortal bones, and I would. But instead I'm climbing the walls and from ashes to humble, from chimneys that crumble, I'm unrivaled in power, formidable beast, for the hour has come at last, the hour has come, and upon the ruins of this beggarly creature, Asilla will feast. Asilla, no. Oh, no, you don't. Not now. Look at how I've earned the right to take his head. See how he quivers, reduced to neat and groomed attire, to lie a gasp shards that sever skin and splinter fingers. But Asilla, can't you see his tears? Though your wounds cannot be mended, no time reversed, no broken hearts, no shards of glass sewn back together, can you not see? Through vengeance, and it'll be only you who'll suffer. Dust to dust, dust to dust. Your words are as they, as lost in time and space as they are in eloquence. I will crush him to the bitter end, let him curse me. I will curse him back to devil laughs in his state of blethering nature, his despicable arrogance. No, Asilla, you just don't see the devil's in the detail here. And you don't exist to serve that purpose. Though power's temptation might blind your mind to what is right, this fragile mortal, he does not deserve this. Whose will is stronger, his or yours? Who might be first? For still I do believe that if you curse him, it'll be you who's cast adrift. It'll be you who is left broken, who will never rest, who'll always mourn. Can you not see that all the while you're playing devil at devil's six agreed, the nectar of your raging scorn? Do you think that I don't know her, sir? Do you think the devil doesn't play upon my mind? The floor beneath me trembles here. This beast lay quiver at my feet, no sport. His soul bare bold and fit to burst with bluster, yes, but nothing more except the shard of glass beneath our bed is still clenched like a knife in his hands. And all the while I'm steeped in vengeance, my soul is exhausted and my heart is shredded. This is reminder enough. He didn't want me to live at all. He wanted me dead, so forgive me, Asilla. It's too late now. I cannot give up, and now I see what I see. And now I see what I want here. And there's no window through which an angel can intercede. Only a fading reflection in a broken mirror. Asilla, Asilla, Asilla. One for the fire that'll burn like a fever. Asilla, no. Oh. But though his sight might have been shattered, it was perfectly clear. Two for the water that he'll never suck. Asilla, stop. Sharpen your dagger, man. Let it be a clean cut. 3 for the wind that will blow and will blow. And as he raises his glass, and I cheered his coast, and he howls to his ether to be free of his ghost. With one last cry, he calls Asilla, and he severs, and he severs, and he severs, and he severs the strings to my heart with that old shard of mirror. Asilla, Asilla. Well, there was no time to start again, eh? There was no time to kiss and make amends, for fate is fickle as moaning wind, as brittle as my broken bones. I begged to lure my soul return to cliffsides, where they made their home. And no broken hearts as shards of glass cannot be mended. See, through refracted light, a glass and tears, the sun shines. And I do believe the passage of humiliation and remorse has come to shed her light between us. For at last I feel it. I feel it, Asilla. I feel forgiveness. Ashes to ashes. My work is done. Dust to dust, if you must. So let us hold hands. Let us sing it together. Asilla, 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 our song. When I call you, won't you come? Oh, yielding a hand to bear my hand. As tendrils up from willows weep, wrap me before they draw me down. I'm plagued upon the angel's line. I'm tortured into soft lament, confronted by a wealth of words that little means, save to a mortal bias of my own self. Who are we to think we matter? Who is there to truly care? When sunstorms rage, we'll never weather. Some embraces craved we cannot share. So when I call you, won't you come? Oh, yielding earth to bear my hand, as tendrils that from willows weep at me before they draw me down. For if you do, I will never die. I will dance, immortal as my dreams, on summer's rays and winter storms and autumn's cloak and spring's fine wings. For if you do, I will fly, not fall. There'll be no tears for you to cry. They'll say I called and that you came, and when I leapt for joy. And with joy I kissed my earth. I kissed and kissed and kissed my earth. And with joy I kissed my earth. I kissed my earth for one last time. Thank you.